see you on a Wednesday morning right here. All right, let's see who all are in the room. Hello, Diya, Rashmi, Sylvia, Sneha Mishra, Kiran Pradeep Jain, Gunjan Bajaj, Beads and Threads, Varshu, Divine Feminine Awakening Coach, Mindfully Manifesting. You were in my gratitude list this morning. Felt thankful from the deepest part of my heart. Kangya. Thank you for all the wisdom you give. That's so sweet, mindfully manifesting. That's such a lovely message. God bless you, Meri Jaan. Aw, so sweet, all of you. Thank you. Superb. You know what's the topic today? Today we are going to be talking about all the things that women have to avoid, especially when it comes to in terms of money, the mistakes that we'll end up making with money. And how many of you know some of these mistakes? Let's see in the chat box. Let's make this interactive. What do you think? If you had to tell me a mistake that a woman often makes with money, what would that be? Let's see if we can guess some of the mistakes and work with that, you know. Lovely. Superb. Hi Seema. Hi Vijaya. Rupali Gupta. Hi Namita. Gunjan Bajaj. I'm very interested in all your money queries and money questions. Beads and Threads is saying not saving. Sonali is saying not spending on self and only saving. Aftab is saying shopping therapy. Divine Feminine is saying spending it anywhere. Depending on others on your finances. Enriching is saying she feels she's incapable of earning it. Wonderful. Lack of management of money. Fabulous. Not being selfish enough. Love that. Always short on money I am. No knowledge of investment. Beautiful. We give a lot of negative energy to the money. Yes. Limited beliefs around money is so important. I don't even know if I need to take the session today. I think you all are so wonderfully aware of all of the mistakes that we as women are making. It's literally all of these. You know, some of us are not spending enough. Some of us are not saving enough. Some of us are not investing enough. Some of us are not manifesting it the right way because we have negative energy towards money. And I think all of this needs to be dealt with. I would love for every single one of you to dedicate a period of your time in your life, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, to really start to develop a better relationship with money. Now, there is no one right answer because the truth is each one of us is making a different kind of mistake. But if we are struggling with money, then we must know that the relationship we have with money somewhere has gotten compromised. And one of the things I always encourage, if you've been a part of any of my programs, you would have already heard me speak about this, is what I call the money letter. And I'm going to encourage all of you to start to, for the next 21 days, see if you can write a money letter every day. The concept of money letter is you starting to make a better or create a better relationship with money. Anything that we give enough focus to starts to grow in our life. And sometimes we've been speaking against money, thinking of it more as a commodity rather than as an energy. The minute we start to understand that money is an energy that can be created from thin air or can be manifested through keeping our vibrations high, our confidence in being able to attract money into our life becomes so much more superior. One of my greatest lessons in money has been that become the person who contributes to the world and you will start to get rich. You just need to become a contributor to the world. In what can you offer to the world? Where can you add value in the world? And to me, being a housewife, you're adding value to your home and your family. Therefore, you deserve the money the man is bringing. A lot of women, I hear them talk about, you know, it's his money at the end of the day. Why should I spend it? All of that relationship that we have with money a lot of times is because we are not earning it, so we don't find ourselves deserving of it. My take on money and woman is really the opposite. I believe as feminine energy, we are the receivers of the world. Whether you look at us in a biological, intimate manner, or you look at us in the manner of the way we were created, there was a reason why God entrusted us with the concept of procreation, which means we are the ones who are going to be taking the evolution forward, correct? Now that we've been trusted with that, what he did was, let's make everyone around us capable and stronger, because we are going to be busy doing the most important thing on the planet, which is having babies, while let everyone else become the support system. So what did he do? He made the man physically stronger and someone who can go protect and provide for us while we are busy procreating, right? So that was the original format of how the universe, or when we were in the beginning years of the civilization, correct? Now with things changing, I have a feeling that we women have gotten so much into our masculine energy of I am equal, I can do the same, I can earn my own money, I am independent, has actually taken away from the whole role play that we used to have so beautifully with the man, where we were contributing to his life and he was going out and contributing. Now out of choice, if you have to work, I encourage every woman to work. I myself am a working woman, right? Having said that, I want you to remember that women were creators as the portal of receiving. We are the portals of receiving. So the day we understand that, and because we were good receivers, our ability to multiply that and give love, give respect, give everything else was 100 times. So man gave us this much, we multiplied it and gave it back to him in so much more beautiful a manner. How many of you are starting to understand that receiving is a birthright with women? And today I want you to take all of the guilt. So one of the things I feel that we as women carry towards money is a lot of guilt. Guilt when we are spending it, guilt when we are not spending it. There's a wrongness to that relationship that I want you to take all of that and put it in the dustbin and truly own your queen energy or your goddess energy, that from anywhere, any time in your life you receive money, just know God is channeling money through that person. I don't want you to be guilty. I don't want you to be judgmental of yourself. I don't want you to be all in return. I want you to give to that person is your gratitude. If your husband is giving you the money, be deeply gratitude. If your boss is giving you the money, be deeply gratitude. If your father is giving you the money, be deeply grateful. Just the deep gratitude is all I want the woman to carry, and I want her to become super comfortable with receiving. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is that I have gone through a phase of wanting to be completely independent in my money journey from all the men in my life. And while that has been brilliant for my self-esteem, there came a time where the masculine energy became so strong that I feel like I started to get into this energy or this zone where rather than having a great relationship with money, I was starting to feel exhausted, fatigued, burnout. And you know, when a woman moves into exhaustion, fatigue and burnout, you actually start to close or shut down your receiving portals. So I'm going to encourage all of you to become brilliant receivers. Like, I want you to work on the next 30 days on being a brilliant receiver. And my suggestion to every woman is start with learning to receive just basic compliments. Now, all of you here in this room, at least some of you here in this room, so sweetly are like, Pooja, looking fabulous, looking gorgeous. Thank you so much. Stop there. A lot of us are going, oh, you know, it's actually the background, it's actually the black that I'm wearing, it's actually the white that I'm wearing, oh, this color suits me, this cut suits me, oh, today I got my hair done. I don't want you to explain all the time every compliment that you're receiving. Learn to receive compliments. Learn to receive gifts. We want all of this, by the way. It's not like we don't want it. We put in a lot of effort to receive it, but when it comes, we get shy. When it comes, we get embarrassed. When it comes, we get awkward. A confident woman is a woman who can hold herself and stand in her power. And you know what? When you start to learn to receive gifts, receive money, receive compliments, then your portals of abundance opens up. And as you open up your abundant portal, it's not about not remaining humble. Okay, when people ask me, Pooja, what if I become arrogant in the process of being such an easy receiver? I will tell you the difference between humble and arrogance. Arrogance is when you compare yourself and think of yourself as better. Okay, humble is when you accept your awesomeness without comparing it to anyone else. Now let me show you the difference in, let's say, by an example. When you are feeling like, oh my god, I'm becoming very arrogant, only use the word arrogant when you start to feel you're prettier than them, you're smarter than them, you're more stylish than them, you're more educated than them. That has arrogance built in it. But if you actually start to look at yourself and say, you know what, I've really worked on my style, I think I'm a stylish woman, I think I'm a giving woman, I think I'm a contributing woman. And can I tell you, the minute we women become good receivers, we move from what we are naturally in our DNA lives, what I call the scarcity mindset. What is the scarcity mindset? When women have for so many generations had to be dependent on someone else for the fuel of life called money, what happens is that we think, what if someday it's not there? So what we start to do is we turn into, as women, into hoarders, into saving for a rainy day, and even when the rainy day comes, we don't take it out because there could be a worse rainy day. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Yes? So therefore, it puts us in a scarcity mindset. When a woman learns to receive, she opens up the flow of life, the flow of money. Money does not like to be hoarded, just like water has a flow. You put water as a still water, it will start to stink. It will start to get algae. It will start to get mosquitoes. It will start to breed all kinds of diseases. All of that starts to happen. Same with money. When we don't understand that hoarding money actually makes us scarce and small. Abundance of money, when we know this is the money I'm going to invest, this is the money that is going to go on expenses. I'm not telling you not to be jugadu. I'm not telling you not to be smart with your money. We women are brilliant at making 1 rupees, 10 rupees, and I think that's one of the most fabulous qualities we have. Having said that, we also have to become deserving a lot more, and the deserving only opens up when the receiving opens up. How many of you willing to work on your receiving this month? Yes? Oh, so cute. So from today onwards, all of you, I want to see you all receiving, receiving, receiving. And in return, what are you going to be giving? A lot of gratitude. One of the biggest mistakes a scarcity woman makes is, because she's so desperate, but she's so uncomfortable to receive, what she lands up doing is, when the person is giving her the money, let's say your husband owes you 20,000, he's giving you 10,000. You'll start talking about the 10,000 he's not giving. You'll start talking about so what happens is that relationship, he starts to feel like she's never going to be happy no matter how much I give her. For that moment, receive beautifully. Next morning, you can always re-ask. Beautiful. So receiving compliments, receiving gifts, receiving in life, receiving obligations. I want you to become a receiver. Now, when you become a receiver, remember, you have to pay it forward. So the amount of kindness that's opening up in your life, I want you to become even more kinder. One of the things for 5 years I had as my WhatsApp, I think maybe it's still maybe there, WhatsApp status was, kindness is my religion. Okay, and I literally used to compete with myself to be the kindest person in every room, and I feel like that opened up a lot of my abundance portal, because God knew that no matter how much I give her, she's going to only give it more forward. So the world will be a better place by making her richer. If God can start to see that the world will be a better place because you are richer, you will start to see a lot of your luck, a lot of miracles, a lot of beautiful things coming into your life. So don't ever feel like, oh my God, in asking for money or in asking for all of my wishes and desires to come true, I am a selfish woman. Do not tag yourself as a selfish woman, because I feel every woman needs to be selfish to be selfless. How many of you understood that? Yes? If you truly want to be selfless, you have to learn to take to give, because you'll be able to give so much more if you are a good taker, a good receiver of things. So put receiver in the chat box if you truly believe that you are opening up your portal of abundance today. Yes, I want every single one of you to become super duper rich. I'm a big believer that we women, we can learn to earn money, we can learn to create money from thin air. I mean, I literally can sit and create a course, sell it tomorrow, and make 50 lakhs from just that one course of the what I would have created today. It's that possible once you work on some skill set of yours, and the harder you work, when you go through 10 years of your skill set, every single one of us is capable then of making big money. I want you to know this. I can manifest money, whether it is from my spouse or from the universe. I can start to go, I remember about a year or two ago, I made up my mind that I want to pick up a building that gives rental. And for me at that time, that was a very big goal. It was so out of my comfort zone, and generally, we as women talking about money makes us so uncomfortable. Men so easily talk about money, and therefore they have the flow working so wonderfully for them. But for some reason, for us women, we think talking about money is cheap. Now we've added the word cheap to money. Of course, money is going to run away from you. How you look at money, how you are, what is your relationship with money? If words like cheap, greedy, selfish, non-deserving, guilty, if these are all your words around money, what's going to be your relationship with money? Anda. Correct or no? Now, if you want to improve that relationship, you need to associate new words with money. For example, my new words with money are, I want to be super duper rich. I want to be a contributor to society. For every rupee I earn, God is actually reconfirming to me the amount of value I'm adding in the world. Because I know for every course that I like to deliver, I hope and pray that I deliver 10 times the value that I receive or earn. So if my course is worth 500 rupees, let's say I'm charging you 500 rupees, I hope I've delivered worth 5,000. If my course is worth 5,000, you've paid me 5,000, I hope I've delivered worth 50,000. When in my heart I know that I'm adding 10 times the value in the world, can you imagine the kind of comfort I will have in receiving all of the money that I receive? So I want you to always, we as women, we are not interested in one night stands in our business. What I mean by that is, one exchange does not give us any pleasure. We want loyal, raving fans. We want a community of people who believe in our work. So when you want to do good work and you want to build that kind of amazing community building or amazingness, then I want you to think of 1 minute, my tea is coming. Wonderful. Last week what happened to my Last week for my birthday, I got a costly Mysore silk sari from a friend, felt very difficult to accept it, understood many things about myself after an introspection. That is so lovely. This is so important. I think we all want it, but when we get that kind of thing, we undervalue ourselves. So I want each one of you here to create a new relationship that when God is sending a Mysore silk sari or anything gorgeous into your life, what if it's also God's way of telling you that you are so valuable to this person? And can I tell you, we women are so good at returning the favor that abhi birthday khatam hota nahi hai ki uska birthday aayega nahi, that you will give as good or a better gift. I know that for sure. True or not? Love it. Now, apart from being a receiver, one more thing that I'd love to add to the whole money portal is your ability to start to understand investments. You know, we as women for the longest time have invested in jewelry because we knew gold goes up. Now with stocks and different options and buildings and there are so many different options. I would love for you to start to look at what's going to be your base of investment. There is a whole concept called compound interest, which means every 7 years at a 10% rate you can double your money. No matter how old you are, right in the beginning when you double your money, it will not mean much. So let's say you have, I don't know, 1 lakh rupees, okay? You double it, 2 lakhs in 7 years feels like nothing. 4 lakhs in 14 years feels like nothing. 8 lakhs in 20 something years may not feel like something. But beyond that, let's say you cross that 20-year period. Suddenly after that, when that 16 lakhs becomes 32 lakhs and that 32 lakhs becomes 64 lakhs, you will be amazed at that level when it starts to double what happens. So the younger you are, the earlier I'm going to recommend, because it's the number of years. Remember, the first 20 years, zero impact on the money, and you're going to feel like yahan to kuch bhi nahi ho raha hai. Okay, but after the 20th, 21st year, because 3 cycles of 7 years, you will be mind blown. And maybe you won't be increasing it at 10%. You may land up getting 20% return because of wherever you've invested gold and all the stocks and all. They give much more than 10%. If that lands up happening, this whole 20-year period will become a 10-year period and beyond that. So when I read this book by Darren Hardy, and it was called Compound Interest, I realized the power of compound interest. So I'm going to highly recommend to all of you. While we women are excellent at saving, remember, due to depreciation, appreciation, inflation, all of these things that happen in society, our money is not increasing in savings. We have to have a plan around how to increase it. So whether it is spending time with someone who understands mutual funds, someone who understands money, someone who understands investment, or with your own spouse, please get into the details. It is worth discovering what journey is the right journey. And even if it is just one gold coin every month, half a gold coin every month, one choti ginni every month, I don't know how you're going to start and what you're going to do, but what I know for sure is all of these things make a difference at the end of your life. I got into investment, I think about 15 years ago, and today I see all of my portfolios doing so well because I took the time to understand the jargon. Now you have to understand, I'm someone who's not good in maths, not good in accounts, don't like numbers, never understood anything about investment. But because earlier on, a lot of my teachers have stressed on this, I went and said, okay, fine, let me at least explore. Let me at least explore the stock market. Let me at least explore the gold market. Let me at least explore the, buying your property and putting it on rent market. All of this, because I explored, today I feel like in everything I know how to do things because I made the effort to learn it. Now in the beginning it was hard. It was hard to learn all those jargons. It was hard. It was also complicated. I remember I would go to put money in mutual funds. It would go into insurance because there are so many policies that used to be connected that I did not know how to read the fine lines. And suddenly I would come to know that I'm heavily insured but my mutual funds is not growing. So a lot of these things you will also land up learning only with time, but is it worth it? Today I want to really stress that we women are so good with our monthly systematic investment plan in terms of saving. But we are very good with our saving, we are not good with our investments. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Yes? All right. Love you, my goddess. I'm into energies, Pooja. I own your energies every day and I'm rocking it. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Please change your back shelter. What is a shelter? It's not good according to Vastu. Back shelter. I don't know what that is. Can I tell you something? My house is 100% Vastu, including pots, mirrors, every single thing. Can you imagine? Like, I live in a house where we have pros of Vastus living in our house, and it couldn't be a more Vastu friendly house. So from having our bed on the southwest corner of our house, to having my swimming pool on the east side of my house, to making sure that everything from the kitchen where the fire should be, you don't ask. So sweetheart, my darling Jasleen, thank you so much for whatever advice you're trying to give me, but I have experts sitting inside my house, so trust me, the one thing I'm very confident about is that my house is as Vastu friendly as Vastu can get. Gunjan, Pooja ma'am, I've never get gifts from people no matter how much I give to people. Why this happens? Gunjan, that's a beautiful question to ask yourself, that what it is that's causing a blocked energy towards gifts. Okay, now if your love language is gifts, then there will be a certain amount of blockage automatically. So I want you to check that is your love language gifts? Because for people whose love language is gifts, what can start to happen is energetically you could be actually blocking that only because there's a certain amount of greed that gets read automatically if your love language is this thing. So what people do is they feel like you are unsatiable. Okay, now I'm going to request you, Gunjan, every time you get a gift, get supremely grateful. A lot of time when our love language is gifts, we tend to judge the gift because it matters so much to us. Gifts are not for judging. Gifts are for being grateful. So shift your energy from whether the gift is good, whether the gift is nice or not, to the fact that someone made the effort to give you something. You start to focus on gratitude, more gifts will start to come towards you. If you start to focus on the quality of the gift, gifts will actually go away from you. Okay? You always deliver more than you charge and you promise. Grateful to be a part of your tribe. That's so sweet. Love it. Ankita Bhavishi, please Pooja, I need help. I'm in depression. And I would love to help you, Ankita. So be in touch with my team. See how you can work towards making sure or ensuring that, you know what, you have a coach. I have started to now say this loud and clear. We know what we need to do. Unfortunately, we are not able to do what we need to do. And this is becoming the problem of the world. Now, what happens the minute you have a life coach is not only you land up going much faster, you land up actually going. So if you are in any form of emotional distress, whether it is any kind of trauma, depression, sadness, loneliness, I feel like you get a coach, and especially if you get a Life by Design coach, which I have 127 of them, you will start to notice within those 6 weeks, so much of repairing and healing of the soul will happen that you will be amazed and you'll be wondering why you did not get them earlier. And that's really what I am now starting to go around the world speaking about, that by 2025, I want to know where in your life are you struggling? Are you struggling in health, in relationships, in wealth, in career, or in happiness? And in this, whichever one you're struggling most, do you have a coach? Because if you don't have a coach, you're going to leave it to becoming the victim of the world. Victim of the world is where you are waiting for the world to change for your life to change. The minute you hire a coach, now you are willing to change, and therefore the world will respond to you, which is so much faster and easier way to do it. Because where is your control? Can you control people around you? Can you control situations around you? Can you control circumstances? Can you control the universe? No, we can't control any of that. Who can we control? Ourselves. And the most wonderful thing God did was He put inside of us a switch, that the day we start to vibrate at the level of abundance with the world's abundance will start to flow at us. And I am going to ask you to truly go out there and experiment. Get a coach, 6 weeks, go through my beautiful Life by Design program. And if at the end of it you don't have your abundance switch open, take all of the money back. I come with 100% money back guarantee in all of my coachings, whether you do it with me or you do it with my team of amazing head coaches. Okay, so this is not to sell you this coaching program. You can go anywhere in the world and get yourself a coach. I'm completely open, but I am going to now start to be shouting from the rooftops that every person needs a coach. Why? Because my life changed because of that. So now I understand the power of having someone who you can become accountable to. 80% of us, apart from our careers, we don't have a boss. We don't have a boss in health. We don't have a boss in savings, in money, in happiness. So therefore, who's in charge? Our moods. Can I tell you, our moods are the worst bosses. Don't you agree? When our mood is there, we will do 2 kilometers of walking. If our mood is not there, we won't go for the walk. If you are going to be dependent on your mood, you're going to live a very ordinary life, because 90% of the world is living from the place of ordinariness, because they are living by their आज तो मूड नहीं है, मैं उस टाइप की नहीं हूँ, मेरी पर्सनालिटी नहीं है, मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगता. this cannot be your reasons for life to not do the best of your life. You are freaking Ferrari. Why are you living a Maruti life? True or not? So I really hope today each one of you, as you leave this Insta live, are motivated and inspired to stop listening to your moods and start getting someone that you can be accountable to. You can't afford a coach. Get someone who's inspiring and you ask them, will they be your mentor? Can they be your guide? Can you be accountable to them? Come up with any plan. If you have the money, get a coach. If you don't have the money, get a friend or a guide or a mentor who can start to at least hold you accountable. You know, my best friend right now, both of us go for a walk. Today last night, normally at night she'll send me a message saying morning walk 6:45 or 6 o'clock or 6:30. Today there was no message. Immediately I called her. I said, Aja. And she knew she didn't want to come, but she said, Chal theek hai. And she came. Yesterday the same thing happened to me. I was busy because I had some sessions to attend to. And she said, Aadhe ghante ke liye aaja. And then I went. Just this very simple level of accountability changes the way we act. Okay, both of us, I think one of the rule we made is कि अगर दूसरा ठीक से पूछ रहा है तो फिर ना नहीं करनी है, कुछ भी कर लो ना नहीं करो. And I think that has worked like magic for us. So I want you to come up with a plan, either with your friend or with a coach or with someone you can be accountable to, or if you both have the same goal, find someone who has a similar goal and start to work on it. And you will be amazed that the minute we have someone to be accountable to, now the promise is not to ourselves but to someone else. Now it matters to us what they think, and therefore we tend to keep a lot more promises when we make it to others rather than to our own selves. Yes? Oh, that's so sweet. I wanted a new phone and I expressed it to my brother. He's gifting it to me for Rakhi, but I feel so guilty at the time I had mentioned it. Anusha, no guilt from today, okay? We women are the receiving portals. If your brother is going to give you a phone, guess what? You're going to give him the whole year round. A lot of gratitude, a lot of love, a lot of goodness within your relationship. So once you start to understand this, that you know what, nothing actually comes free. It may look free to you when it's coming to you. The truth is you're going to give back multiplied into 10. I want every single woman who's listening to me today to believe this, that anything that's coming to you, eventually you have the power to multiply it by 10 and give it back to the same person. It may not be monetary, it may not be in cash, it may not be in a physical product, but it will be in energy. And can I tell you, today in the world we value what most is how people treat us. Beyond the money, beyond the gifts, it's how people treat us, it's how people are looking at us, it's how people are viewing us, it's the admiration and the respect that we get from the world, isn't it? And once you understand that you become the giver of that before you get it, oh my God, you're going to attract so much more, because law of spirituality says, in the materialistic world, the more you give, the less you have. In the spiritual world, the more you give, the more you get. So love, the more you give, the more you get. Respect, the more you give, the more you get. Admiration, the more you give, the more you get. Start to operate from the spiritual world energy, which is beyond materialism. Don't worry, for every materialistic thing that you are receiving in the earth plane, at the spiritual level, your prayers, your dua, your kindness towards these people will make their life even better. Pooja Gehlot. Pooja ma'am, can you help me, guide me on becoming a life coach? I really want to be one. Oh, that's so lovely to hear. I would love to help you. Rather, this coming weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend, I am doing 2 full days on a course called Coaching Mastery, okay, where I help women understand the entire business of coaching and what they need to do for the next 700 days in their life to truly start to become financially free, financially independent from the comforts of their own home while helping everyone. Okay, so if you are interested in that course, I would love to have you. It's 2 full days. We go from 9 in the morning to 6 in the evening, 2 full days. It's amazing. If you're interested, I'm going to get the link shared in my story. I'm also going to put it in my bio. Of course, it's going to cost a little bit of money. So yes, the 2 full days do cost money, but you can just speak to Gunjan, get the details, get the link, and you know what? come Meri Jaan, I want to help women truly become contributors, and in the process of contributing, the best way to check that you are doing a good job of contribution is to see the kind of money that you need to start to make. I know how my life changed when I made my first 25,000, then my first 50,000, then my first 1 lakh. Oh my God. And I can tell you, you will be amazed at just 1 lakh a month, how our entire life changes. You know, for some of us, we don't really realize that we don't need too much money to be super duper rich. You're going to think sometimes, when I'm speaking to some people, they'll be like, I want to earn 1 crore a month. I'm very happy for you. Please earn 1 crore a month. But the amount of difference the first 1 or 2 lakhs makes, after that, it's all wealth. After that, it's all about growing your money. But you know what? That spending, the lifestyle change happens in the first 1 or 2 lakhs. So I'm going to encourage every single woman to have her own first 1 or 2 lakhs, okay? MS Swati Fit. So sorry, Swati Fit is asking how not to get hurt because of that. I'm not able to focus on my goals. I have kids as well. Give me some light. We'll work on that. How not to get hurt. I think, Swati, more important than not getting hurt is the ability to manage yourself after the hurt. So when you get hurt, treat hurt as a feedback mechanism that something in your environment is not going according to as per your plan. So firstly, understanding that hurt has nothing to do with somebody purposefully doing something to you. Rather, they're doing something for themselves, which could be hurting you. Okay, now whatever it is, they are projecting a part of themselves. Once you start to understand that you know what, everyone is going to prioritize themselves first over and above you, then first you have to accept that as the base. Then you have to look at what are your expectations. We get hurt because our expectations didn't get matched, right? Now, I never say don't have expectations because I don't know how to do that. If I cook the whole day for my husband, I will want appreciation in the evening. There's no way I'm saying I'm going to cook the whole day, but he doesn't need to even compliment me. वो तो नहीं होने वाला. But if he doesn't compliment me, how can I handle the disappointment, or how can I manage the evening that I don't ruin it for myself and him? Can I ask him, sweetheart, how was the food? Can I tell him that, you know what, darling, I cooked the whole day, I put in a lot of effort, did you enjoy the food? Can I itself ask him? My husband is so grateful to me that I itself ask him, because he says, मैं भूल जाता हूँ, but जब तू पूछती है तो मुझे याद आ जाता है. So now I know कि उसको आदत है भूलने की. Hello, anybody here married to a man जो भूल जाता है सबसे important चीजें बताना, सबसे important compliments देना, सब कुछ सबसे important चीज notice करना. मैं अपने पूरे बाल काट के आ जाती हूँ छोटे से और उसको दिखता नहीं है. Right? So now I know, baby, how's my new haircut? Oh, looking fabulous. Ah, lovely. So we all have to come up with a way of how are we going to manage our hurts. Okay? So Swati, today onwards, don't get scared of getting hurt. Rather, become an excellent manager of your hurts. Okay? For all of you who are interested in doing coaching mastery with us, we are going to put it's called, I'm launching it actually for the first time on the 17th of this month. So we're going to invite you for this wonderful masterclass, okay? And it's called Life Coach Launchpad. If you're interested, it's going to be my first time ever that I'm taking this masterclass. Life Coach Launchpad is happening on 17th, I think at 9:30 in the morning. We will send you the link, register for it and Aja. Let me explain to you for 1 full hour what it takes to be a coach in today's world in 2024. How much time you need to put in, what are the number of hours, what kind of a person do you need to be. Let me take you through the whole journey, and in 1.5 hours you'll know the whole picture. If still you feel you want to be a coach, then you join me. Deal? So under this video, we will ask you to put one initials, Life Coach LC Launchpad, L. So LCL, okay? All you need to do is type under this video LCL, not here, not on while I'm doing the live, but once I post it on my page, in the comment box, just go put LCL and you'll receive the registrations. Done? How much money do you invest for makeup on your face? Lots. You know how expensive these foundations and lipsticks and everything is? My God. I think a lot of my money goes into my makeup, and I absolutely love makeup. So for all of you who are asking, I think it's some very silly person asking this question in the sense of maybe he doesn't even mean it in the most complimenting way. However, I like to take every question and twist it into a compliment. So I'm going to answer this very openly and in this thing. Rather, when I went to Peru recently, one of the things I did was I carried only 6 items of makeup, and I used my lipstick as my blush on and as my eyeshadow and all of that. And I realized that I have much more makeup than what I need. And once I came back, I realized that, you know what? All we need is maybe 3 lipsticks, 2 blush-ons, 1 kajal, 1 mascara, 1 eyeliner, maybe 5 eyeshadows. But I have at least 25 lipsticks, and I clearly am not using all of them. So lots of makeup. And I think that's another thing you can learn. You know, when people try to troll you, handle it with a smile. Twist the question to your suitability and never worry about what others have to say, because who cares? They are not going to be laughing to the bank. You are. Deepika, my husband and I have a huge communication gap and we don't even know how to talk to each other. We are married for 16 years and I still feel like strangers. I still feel like we're just flatmates and living for our son. Deepika, oh, I wish I knew about you last week, darling. I did a beautiful program called Love Mastery, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where we went really deep in explanation of this whole thing. If you are interested in it, my suggestion, just speak to my girl in my office. Her name is Gunjan. She will tell you all about Love Mastery. If you want, we'll open up the recordings for you as well as give you a big sister so that you can go through the 3 days program. I think it'll really help you. So just speak to her and tell her that Pooja had mentioned that she's willing to open up Love Mastery recordings as well as a big sister, and we'll let you know the amount, okay? Yogini Journey, ma'am, how to learn marketing and promotion of our course? Yogini, I actually have a course called Super Specialization where I am going to be teaching marketing course there. At some point next year in 2025, I'm going to actually be opening it up for anyone who's interested in learning marketing. Just be in touch with us. Just write to Gunjan that you're interested in the marketing course. If you're interested in doing coaching also with us, then it's a natural progression into the marketing course. If you directly would be interested in the marketing course, also write to us. Where next year, whenever we do open it up directly for people to join, I'd love to have you there, Jan. Confidence Buster, hi. Before marriage, I was working full time and now I'm just looking after the kid and household. How to prioritize? To me, actually, the kid is the priority. So this is you prioritizing so beautifully, Mary Jan. So I think women after marriage should be working out of choice. If you are having to work, your husband is not doing a brilliant job. You need to speak to him and tell him, look, I'm going to be looking after the baby. You need to be working. And at least for the first 5 to 10 years of your child's life, the more you can spend time with your baby, the more nurtured and groomed and amazingly there you are, the more of a complete adult the child comes out to be. So for me, I think you're prioritizing right. You just have to tell your man this, that you know what, make sure you're looking after me enough that I don't miss the idea of working, so that I don't miss the idea of having my own money. I think what went wrong was, you know, actually if you look at our parents or grandparents, they were excellent at understanding the role of a woman and a man in a marriage. Because now in the last 50 years, we've had a complete shift where women have become more men. So now it's like 2 men being married because both are interested in having their own money. But why is the woman today interested in having her own money? Because she does not trust, and the men are no longer dependable. You make the men trustworthy and dependable again, the woman will so naturally and beautifully go back into her most amazing role, which was of nurturing the family, nurturing. If she will work, she'll work out of choice. That money will be just extra pocket money for her. And that is so wonderful. I feel so bad that today as women, we have started to, this is not going to be good for the future of society either. You see, the minute a woman becomes, today we are independent of them to protect. We don't need protection. We don't need to be provided for. We no longer even need them to have our babies. Today, thanks to sperm donation as well as all of the surrogacy that has come in, we are fully capable of being single moms and doing a fabulous job of it. And while we are all starting to feel like alone we are complete, earlier on we needed a full society. Then we brought it down to just friends and family. Then we brought it just down to family. At least in joint family, we used to have so much support. Then we said even joint families are fighting spaces. We brought it down to becoming nuclear families. Today in nuclear families, parents are not able to adjust with children, children are not able to adjust with parents, siblings are not able to adjust with each other. Where have we gone with this? You see, we were a society where we used to belong to people, okay, which means you have to learn to prioritize people above you. We have now become so individualistic in our personalities that we may be far more successful than ever before in history. But we are also now the most loneliest. And we have to decide the compromise between success and loneliness. And I think for women especially, we thrive in society, we thrive in community. We are not loners. We were never meant to be alone. So I think we have to go back to realizing that while we should be completely independent of all of our situations when we are single or when we are married, the minute we become mother, we should have the whole world serving us. The government should have special provisions for mother. The marriage should have special provisions for the mother. We should have some way of being looked after, whether it is going to be the father contributing, the brother contributing, the husband contributing when we are mother. Those 10 years are so crucial. The minute our child turns a teenager, now onwards, here onwards, a lot more of society can contribute to the child. The mother doesn't remain the primary caregiver. Now the teacher can contribute, the father can contribute, the grandparents can contribute. But the first 10 years, the more the connection with that primary caregiver, the better the upbringing. And if the woman is a happy woman, she'll bring up a beautiful, happy child. If the woman is not kept happy, you are doing a disservice to your own children. Men in the world, I'm speaking to you, you are doing a disservice to your own children if you're not keeping your woman happy, because from her energy leaks into your children. She's not happy, there's no way the home can be happy, hai na? All right, let's look at some more questions before I start to close. Lovely. Baby Adyansh, dilemma, my children's school time is totally different. If I applied for any school, no one can take care of my second child. Sometimes I also want to do online things. I'm so much in dilemma. I have no support. My sweetheart, I'm going to recommend to you, if your children are under the age of 5, somehow manage life and get them to reach a time where both the children are in school for a long enough period of time that if you want to take out time, whether to improve your skill set or to start making money, your children don't get neglected in the process. Bindu, ma'am, previously your sessions would be during weekdays. These days you're planning during weekends. Please, ma'am, I'm a mother of 2 preschoolers. Hope you understand. Thanks in advance. Bindu, when I do my sessions in weekdays, people ask for weekends. When I do my sessions in weekends, people ask for weekdays. So even I don't know. Now I've just realized that there will always be a section that my timings and my classes will not suit. And I've just had to accept that, Meri Jaan. Can we connect to a big sister to join the tribe? Absolutely. My suggestion would be to connect with Gunjan, because she'll be able to guide you as to which course and when it is going to be available. And if it is not available, then she will give it to you with a big sister. For example, our Awakening and our Love Mastery, we are now going to start to open it up for a big sister to be able to lead you, while our Coaching Mastery, I will still be directly conducting. Now, all of these details you'll get when you come and speak to Gunjan, and then she will guide you. Okay. This may not happen this month, because for this month we are complete. We are actually already in the middle of running all of these courses, but whenever next it is going to open up, we will definitely let you know. Yeah. When you start your coaching journey, ma'am, when do you start earning? Actually, you can start earning pretty quickly but it won't be consistent, which means 1 month you learn, 2 months you'll spend the money that you earned, then again 1 month you learn, then it takes time to get consistent. It's not how fast you start making money, but it's how fast are you able to predict your monthly income is the right question to ask in coaching, and that takes some time. I normally say that it takes about 700 days to reach a point of predictability, which is almost close to 2 years. And some of you will be like, 2 years? Can I tell you, any business, this is not just the coaching business, there's a formula to business which I call the 2-2-1. For the first 2 years, you'll have to put in money. For the next 2 years, you'll be recovering the money that you had put in. And it's only the end of the 4th year that you actually start to make pure profit. So if you really want to, which means by the 2nd year end itself, you've started to make money, but you're just recovering all that you had put in the first 2 years. So that's how normally a business works. The 2-2-1 formula. The more people understand 2-2-1 formula, the more you will have clarity on how to go about your business. Otherwise, what happens is we start to rush it. We start to go, oh, but I have worked for 3 months. I should be making money by now. It doesn't work like that. You may make sometimes, which is possible for sure. 1 month you may use that money for 2-3 months, but it won't be consistent. So business owners, how many of you know about this formula? Tell me in the chat box if this is true or not for you. Ma'am, I have a question regarding a book club, that how do you manage and run your book club? Do you have one book for the whole month or for everyone, or different 2 books? Please give some insights. Shipra, I'm actually a part of a book club. I don't run any book club, but we do 1 book a month. And we meet once a month. You can meet on Zoom or you can meet offline if you are in the same city. And then we discuss the book. So 1 book a month is more than enough. You definitely don't need 2. I can't find the link to Dreams to Reality. You won't. Dreams to Reality and Love Lab both are no longer in functioning. So you won't be able to. That's why you will need to speak to Gunjan. She will be able to help you and guide you. Okay? Okay, let me go right to the bottom and see what's happening. You know what you need to do. What did you learn from today's session? I'd love to know in your stories. All you need to do is take a picture. Okay, I'm going to pause in a moment. Take a picture, share it in your stories. Put what was your biggest learning or takeaway from today so that I can also share it in my stories. All you need to do is tag me at Pooja_Puneet. What is the name you're going to tag me as? Pooja_Puneet. Okay, let's take the picture. All right. Should we do hearts? Thank you everyone for coming. It was fabulous having you here. Loads of love to you. Sisterverse is happening every month. Yes, please, if you're not joined Sisterverse yet, I highly recommend it. It's my once a month meeting everybody in my tribe to truly improve and increase their consistency and productivity. If you struggle with consistency and productivity, don't miss the Sisterverse program. Sneha, women are receiving portals, but what if a woman in our family is exploiting the family money by manipulating and sharing it with her side, who doesn't work and easily sits and enjoy ours? So is that the reason? Okay, there's no more to it. Well, you know what? You will have all kinds of women, all kinds of men, all kinds of children, all kinds of people in different industries. So of course, there are some women who do land up manipulating the money. Now it is up to us to set the boundaries with them. The man who is providing for her has to set the boundaries for her. We as women should try our level best to focus on our own money, what we are doing with it, where we are going with it, because otherwise we can start to go a little crazy. The thing is that we will start to feel like, but that is my money and how dare she do all of that and everything. There have to be some elders sitting who create the fairness, and if there is no fairness, start making your own money and become so independent of that joint account or joint family system so that you don't feel any of this. I live in a joint family of 13 people, and I can tell you one of the most beautiful gifts I've given to myself is letting my husband know, you look after your family, I look after the four of us. And I think that has worked so beautifully for us, because I think what's happened is now he's released to do whatever he likes, how much ever he wants to give to whoever he wants to give to. I no longer need to be a supervisor of any kind, because it wasn't my money in the first place, right? Whatever I was getting was mine to keep. Rest all anyway belong to the one who's earning, and he can choose to do anything he likes, and he can choose to do it the way he likes, and somebody can take him completely for granted. That is always an option. And I could just burn my blood. What does he say? Burn, boil blood, whatever that is. Yeah. So instead, I have just released myself of all of that. And I think it's such a lovely feeling when you have your own systems, your own money, your own way of operating. I think it's so much easier. So I'm going to encourage every single one of you, if you haven't looked at coaching as a profession, it's so wonderful to sit at home, help the whole world, get admired and respect for it, and make money from it. I mean, there is no better combination according to me, because every woman naturally is already a coach, actually, if you notice. See, we've been guiding our children, guiding our families for the longest of years. In our DNA, there is guidance, there is coaching, there is support system nurturing already there. Now, I am saying, why not do it properly and why not make money from it? Batao bhai, क्यों नहीं? करना चाहिए ना? पैसे कमाने चाहिए ना through coaching. इतने मजा आता है, because you literally can see life transforming in front of you, people getting so grateful to you, and you are making so much money from it. दोनों तरफ से it's such a win-win, है ना? My Sisterverse program happens on the first Monday normally of every month. I will definitely let you know. You have to be a part of my tribe for you to get an invite for the Sisterverse. So make sure you're either a graduate of my Awakening program, my Love Lab program, or my Coaching Mastery. If you're a graduate of any of these, you'll automatically get an invite for Sisterverse, okay? If you're not, do any one of these to be able to reach my Sisterverse. My next life coaching session is happening on the 24th and 25th of this month, August. Please, if you're available, do come for it. Come for the masterclass first on the 17th. See if you like what I'm speaking about, and if you like it, land up joining the Coaching Mastery for 2 days. Done? Alright, on that note, I'm going to run. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. Love you so much. I hope you've learned something around money, something around compound interest, something around receiving, something around being opening up your abundance portals, and something around anything that you had come into looking for. Remember, this month we are dedicating ourselves to being fabulous receivers, receivers of compliments, receivers of gifts, receivers of money, receivers of any form of receiving. I want you to think of it that God has heard your prayers, has heard your desires, has heard your wishes, and is using the people who are giving you the money as instruments. Instruments of your receiving is going to happen by the people around you, and as it keeps happening, the only thing in return that God wants from you in return is gratitude. So my focus for your whole month is going to be you remain super grateful and let the receiving begin. On that note, I'm going to run. Loads of love. Thank you so much for coming. Bye. Ciao.